Hi there, welcome to Life Emotion Gym. I'm Jackie, and today we're going to do a nice evening practice. So, just some gentle stretching, helping you unwind from the day and decrease some stress, hopefully, get ready for bed. So, ideally, this is done maybe towards the end of the evening or right before bed. You can set up right beside your bed if you want, so you can go right into some restorative poses even in bed. You can do that. I would certainly have some pillows nearby or blankets that you can fold up and use for a couple poses at the end. But otherwise, all you need is yourself, and we will get right into it. So if you need to pause, get yourself set up, have some comfy clothes on today, even socks or a nice sweater or whatever, feels good to you that you can really relax in. So go ahead. When you're ready, come back and join me. We're going to start on our hands and knees today. So we're coming into tabletop position, and you do have the option of using your blocks if you need to for your hands or wrists. We're going to come with our fingers slightly turned out towards the edge of the mat. Our shoulders are over our wrists, and then our knees are under our hips. So just start to rock it here a little side to side. Just starting to wake up the wrists gently. And then from here, settle into the middle and rock a little forward and rock a little back. Again, just starting to warm up some of the body before we start to stretch. Come back to the middle and then drop that belly, open up through the heart and look up towards the sky. And then exhale, round out into your cat-cow. We're going to run through a few rounds here, just inhaling as you drop the belly, looking up through to the sky, and then exhaling, rounding everything out, gently pushing away from the ground. Go here at your own pace. You might want to pause a little extra in one spot. If you like feeling the stretch to the front of the body, maybe you pause. Same thing if you feel like, oh, this feels really good in the upper back as you round out, then just take another breath in that position. This is what you need at the end of your day, depending on what you did today. And then last one, wherever you are, let's come back through middle. And then inhale, exhale, look over your right shoulder, let your hips drop off to the left. Inhale through middle. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Let the hips fall off to the right. So you're going to feel that side stretch a little here and through the hip. Inhale and exhale. We're just working from side to side here. Inhale and exhale. Let's go one more time each way. Breathing. And then back through to middle. Here you can call it a cat-cow freestyle, so whatever you feel like you need here. Sometimes I like to just roll the hips around, especially if I've been sitting a lot all day, typing or being at the computer, and then reverse those hip circles and pause in the middle one more time. Spread the knees wide here. Bring your left hand in towards the middle of the mat. And then inhale and open up to the right. Just twisting here again, taking it easy, but we're starting to stretch through that upper back a little bit more. Exhale, drop the right hand towards the middle of the mat. Open up to the left. Again, great to work on stretching through the whole trunk and the hips, shoulders, especially if we have a job where we are in the office. We're going to do one more each way. Inhale, open up to the right. And then slowly lower. One more time to the left. And slowly lower. Go ahead and if your toes were tucked, untuck them. Sink your hips back into your child's pose. If this ever feels uncomfortable, you can always put a blanket behind the knees. If your knees hurt, Or you can put a couple blankets under the belly if that feels good. I'm just going to go all the way down into it. Arms can be relaxed. Start to breathe into that low back. Maybe rock a little side to side here. Sometimes I like that opening of the hip a little bit. Just focus on a few slow, deep breaths here. Each exhale, see if you can let go just a little bit more. Let the hips fall towards the heels. Feel the belly filling up the space between the mat. Then gently just start to walk your hands off to the right of the mat, reaching up with that left arm to feel that stretch on the left side of the body. Big inhale through the ribs. Exhale, let go. Inhale and exhale. One more here. Inhale, lengthening through that side body. And exhale, gently walk hands to the middle and then off to the left. Reaching that right arm up and out. Let the heart melt towards the ground. 3 breaths here. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale. Let go on the exhale. Anything you're holding on to. One more. And release. Come back through. Go ahead and keep your arms extended out, but shift your hips. Tuck your knees in. Let's come into puppy pose. So you're going to keep the arms out extended, but sink the hips back. So it's not quite a child's pose. Your hips are lifted higher in the air for this. It's a nice stretch through the shoulders. You can even let your right cheek come to the mat for a breath or two. And then left cheek can come to the mat for a couple breaths. And then slowly just work your way back up. And we're going to take our feet off to the right and bring those hips down towards the ground and have a seat. So from here, let's keep the right leg extended. Left knee will bend. And we're going to come into a forward fold. So your knee, if you're pretty tight from the day, your knee can come bent here. That's completely fine. No worries there. We're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, reaching for the shin, the ankle, the foot, just depending on where you are at. And again, try not to tense as you stretch. Just try to relax the shoulders. Wherever the hands land is fine. And I am going to invite you just to kind of start to let the head relax here. Not so worried about the back rounding right now. Sometimes I want you to keep nice and lifted through the chest, but I kind of just want a little softening through the back, letting the head not, letting the head be a little heavy is okay, as long as you're not yanking on your leg, just melting into the pose. Breathing into the back of the leg, feeling the hamstring open up. Maybe each exhale you are able to fold even just a half inch more. This is where if you did have a block, because we are holding it, you could always have the block on your leg and rest your forehead on the block. Give me another breath or two. Feeling that prolonged stretch, really lengthening. And then inhale, slide all the way up. So right knee will bend, left leg straightens. Again, one side might feel a little tighter than the other, so just honor that. And I'll kind of show you again with the block. You can have it up on your thigh or onto your shin. You might need the high setting of the block. If you don't have it, don't worry. You're just going to let your head drop a little bit. But in order to make a little bit more relaxation in the body, it's nice sometimes to have your head resting. You can even use your pillows or your blankets here. And just breathe. Let's see, this side is a little tighter, so I don't know if I can. There we go. Again, exhaling, releasing that muscle. And take one more breath and slowly roll it up. Go ahead and bring both of the soles of the feet together. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. Feeling the stretch through the inner thigh. Again, shoulders are relaxed. We're not pulling ourselves down, down, down. We're just letting gravity take us and guide us. Clearing the mind with each exhale. And one last breath. And slowly roll up. Go ahead and straighten the left leg. And you can keep your right leg bent right where it is, or you could cross that right leg over the left. Inhale, and then wrap your left arm around the right leg, and then twist to your right. So you're getting a little bit of an inner thigh stretch and also a twist here. So breathing. One more breath. And slowly come out of it. Straighten the right leg, bend the left, and then if you want, you can cross it. But if you're having a hard time grounding on the left foot, when you cross it, then just bring it back here and start from there, okay? So inhale, and then exhale. You can kind of reach around and kind of tuck in that left leg. That outer thigh is another area that gets a little tight if we're sitting in our chair for extended periods of time. One more breath. And always welcome while you're stretching to close your eyes. I think you can start to slowly unwind. You can really feel into the body a little bit more, I think, whenever you close your eyes, and just start to decrease that stimulus to the brain as well. It will help decrease the level of stress here. So inhale, last forward fold, both legs are straight or a little bent, and just come all the way down. And again, just let head and shoulders round here a little bit. I'm not so worried because I don't want you to force to go deep, so just let yourself fold forward, see where you land, pause. Feel the ground underneath the legs, underneath the hips. And slowly roll it all the way up. A couple shoulder rolls. We're going to end with a couple restorative poses. So one to help open us up through the front. And then we're going to do a couple supportive folding and twists that were really nice to help get you ready for a good night's rest. So I'm using my blanket, or my blanket, my bolster. You can use your pillows or fold up your blankets and put it right behind you. So I just scoot kind of right towards the edge of my bolster. It will depend how long your blanket or your pillow is, or if you're trying to use the blocks. So you might have to tweak it a little bit here. But I don't have a lot of space to my right, but make sure you have some space to each side of you here. So we're going to slowly lower. So you're going to have an arch, a little arch in the back. So the higher the blanket or the pillows, you're going to have a bigger, maybe movement in the back area. So you can always make it less as needed. Sometimes rolling up a towel is nice here and putting it along the spine. You can just let the legs kind of relax. They can be bent if you need to, or they can even be in that cobbler's pose with soles together. That's a nice addition to this pose. Your head is supported wherever you're at. You might have to shift down the blanket or pillows, but your head is supported. And if you need to add an extra pillow just to the head area, please do that. And then from here, you can take your arms out like a T, right? Or like a goalpost. I'm going to go more for the T because my bolster is pretty high. But if you have like a rolled up towel behind you or along your spine, you could probably get the goalpost position there. Palms are up towards the ceiling. Go within whatever shoulder motion you have. You might have to lower the arms down towards the side. That's okay. The further up to a T, it's a little more of an intense stretch. Eyes are closing. Focusing our attention back to the breath. It's a stormy night here, so you might hear some thunder rumbling in the background, which I think adds to the ambiance. Again, being mindful of the breath. If our mind wanders, try to bring it back to the body, back to the breath. If your hands start to tingle at all, just slide them down towards the sides. And just start to melt into that blanket or pillow a little bit more. As you exhale again, just letting go. Big sigh. And the goal of the restorative poses are to hold for a couple minutes or even a little longer if it feels good to you. You can always pause the video and stay longer. But feeling that gentle, prolonged stretch, but we're supported throughout. I'm going to go for a few more breaths. This is also a great one to do in the morning, especially we can be tight through the chest after sleeping all night. Breathing in, opening through the belly, the heart, feeling the fascia stretch. And then slowly slide the hands back to the sides. You can bend your knees if they were straight. And then you can either sit up from here or roll off to the side and side sit. And that's actually the position we're going to go to next. So it's a kind of a smooth transition if you do it that way. So we're going to side sit right up against our pillows or our blankets. It's one of my favorite poses to help me get ready for bed. If I'm really anxious or just having a hard time falling asleep, this is a nice position to be in, and maybe throw on a meditation or some guiding or music, or just to add that additional calming aspect. So we're going to come right up against it, where you can add layers to this. So it's a supported twist. So you're going to put one hand on one side of the bolster, one hand on the other, and your knees can stay bent, or you can also have a block between the knees if that feels better. Okay, so try out, see what works for you. This is the one where I think you could even I do it in bed, so I'm like ready to fall asleep. So you could even do this, jump up in your bed and get ready and do it right now. So come down so you can face, if you're on your left side, you can face the left side if that feels okay. If you want to add a counter twist, you would just add a little extra rotation and look to the left. So it just depends what feels good to you, especially with the neck and through the back. So just see what you want to do. You can even switch halfway through, but I want you to have the arms are just heavy, shoulders are just relaxing, eyes are closed. You can build this up as high as you need to if it's bothering the back or the flexibility isn't quite there. And again, just start to settle into it, get any last little wiggles out. Sinking with each exhale, letting the pillows or blankets just support you so you can let go a little bit farther. And from here, I want you to bring the attention back to the breath and start counting the breath. Inhaling is 1, exhaling is 2. Let's work your way to 10, and then you start over. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to the breath and continue counting. And we'll try a few rounds. Again, if the mind wanders, gently acknowledge that, know that that's okay, and just bring it on back and start counting again where you left off. And then just let your attention start to relax and drift away from counting. Let the mind go. And as always, you can stay here a little bit longer, but I'm going to invite you to gently roll or bring your hands underneath you and push yourself back up. And we're going to come over to the other side. Same thing. Go ahead and scoot up towards the bolster, blanket, pillows, One hand on each side. Our chest turns to face the pillows or blankets. We come to lay down. And then again, you can look off to the left or to the right if you want a little more. It depends which side you're facing. And then just let yourself settle into this side. And if one side really isn't working out, then you can stay on the other side. Or you could even take this into supported child's pose if this is really just not working out for you. And just like the other side, just kind of take any last little movements. Let yourself sink into the bolster, pillows, or blankets. And just start to scan through the body as we wind down towards the end of class. Work your way from the head down through the shoulders, relaxing through the arms and the hands. Let the fingers just gently curl. Start to take a couple deeper breaths and just sighing on the exhale, sinking further into the bolster. Relaxing through the chest, the back, the low belly. All the way through the hips. Any tension we're holding on to, letting go with each exhale. Down through the thighs, the knees, into the feet. Letting it go heavy as they fall off to the side. And just take a breath, and again on that exhale, the whole body just melts a little bit more into the mat, into the pillows, into the bed. And I invite you to just continue to be here if you are doing this and being ready for bed. Please stay here and continue. If you are ready and you want to join me, you will just gently come back up. Find your easy sitting pose, palms in front of the heart. Eyes can remain closed, head can gently drop towards the palms. Continue into the evening with a sense of calm. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. Thank you.